Okay, so Derek Sherbinin, you're the owner-broker for Century 21 Castlegar. Thanks very much for coming on to the talk show.
Thanks for having me.
I was thinking perhaps you could just tell us a little bit about yourself. We've heard in Caslow about the Sherbinin family.
Yeah, the Sherbinin family's been in the area for about 100 years now. My grandparents came over from Saskatchewan, originally from Russia, and settled into the West Kootenays, I think sometimes in the 40s, where they were moved over, and it's been home ever since.
And here in Castlegar is your home?
No, actually out in Slocan Valley Junction, which is
yeah?
halfway between Nelson and Castlegar. That's where pretty much all of our family resides, so to speak.
And it's a pretty big family?
It is, actually. We've got almost, other than my sister who lives in Vancouver, we've got almost all of our family from our first cousins that live in about a 50 to 70 kilometer radius. Yeah, so we've got a very large family, and same thing with my wife's family too. They're all in very reasonably close proximity.
And so your family's obviously you're in the real estate business, and then you guys are also in the logging business.
Yeah, drilling. My dad owns Casey Drilling and Blasting, which is a drilling and blasting company for developing logging roads and that type of thing. And then my other family is all into road construction and logging and that type of thing. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself as being the owner broker for Century 21 Castlegar? How long have you been in this business, and what made you start?
I started in 1992. I went down to, in 1990 I went down to Vancouver and went to BCIT, and then I did my marketing through BCIT and my real estate through UBC, all in the same time frame. And then I started selling in 1992, and I sold in
Vancouver?
In Vancouver, yeah. I sold there for about 3 years, just short of 3 years, and we moved back here in late '95, and started selling in 1996 in Castlegar here with RHC Realty, which was based out of Castlegar, a Castlegar office, and I started managing the Castlegar office in 1996, and then I moved over to Century 21. Oh, sorry. Actually, I had moved back in '94, and I started managing in 1995, and then I moved to Century 21 in 1996, and became an owner of 50% owner in 2000, and then I became a 100% owner at the end of 2006.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how many realtors do you have working out of this office?
We have 17 licensed realtors right now, which is up from a couple of years ago. We probably normally averaged around 12 or 13, but now we're starting to diversify in the different marketplaces, including Caslow, including Slocan City, New Denver, Nakusp, those types of areas. So we're starting to specialize in some of the outer marketplaces rather than just in Castlegar.
There are obviously, a few realties in the Kootenays that you can choose from if you wanted to sell or buy property. So what makes Century 21, what makes it stand out, or what's its unique factors?
Yeah, I've been with a number of different real estate companies over the year: Royal LePage, Remax, NRS, Century 21, and Century 21 truly has been fantastic. The support staff that they have, based out of Vancouver, but they truly care about how their realtors take care of their clients and how Century 21 takes care of their realtors. We have the president of Century 21 Canada in Castlegar a couple times a year, and he actually comes right into our office and is, knows a lot of our realtors by name, and they truly care. We've got a whole variety of different media and means with Century 21. Century 21 is owned by a parent company that owns a whole bunch of other different parent companies like RCI Vacation Resorts, Budget Rent-A-Car, a number of different hotels, and we've actually got access to discounts and that we can actually pass on through to our clients just because of Century 21, including air miles and stuff like that. It has truly been a fantastic company to work with, and our realtors are incredibly pleased to be part of the Century 21 system, and it's actually created a lot of stability for our office and realtors because of Century 21 and because of the things they offer. So yeah, we've been really, really happy with them.
And it is an international, like they've got offices all around the world?
Yeah, Century 21 is the largest real estate company in the world. You know, and at times there was companies such as Sears that used to pay Century 21 because they had more brand recognition than Sears did. With Century 21 Home Improvements out of Sears, stuff like that. So yeah, Century 21 is a huge company internationally, right through the US and yeah, Asia, everywhere.
What can you tell us about having lived in the Kootenays for a while now, and you've noticed trends? It seemed fairly slow several years ago, the real estate market, then it picked up, and now it seems like we're going through a different change. What could you tell us about that?
Yeah, real estate markets are quite cyclical, right? And you always have your ups and your downs, and when things are up, you can certainly count on them coming down at some point, and vice versa. You know, it was in the Castlegar area anyhow, in 1993, I believe, they went through, the pulp mill went through a large expansion project, and we saw a big upswing in values. And shortly after that, there was some pulp problems, and the marketplace started to come down. And it's from, I'd say probably from 1998 till 1997, 1998 till 2003. We saw a downturn, 2003, maybe even the beginning part of 2004. It was a slow decline with government cutbacks and with pulp pricing and layoffs, and our pulp mill went into receivership. And so it was a gentle slide, and probably, like I say, in late 90s, in late 03, early 04 is when we hit the bottom of our marketplace. And right across, it wasn't just across Canada, I'm sorry, it wasn't just in BC, but it was right across Canada where all of the real estate markets picked up simultaneously. So when we were in a small marketplace, a lot of the locals saw our real estate values increasing quickly, and they had thought that it would probably be somewhat of a bubble and waiting for the bubble to burst. But I think it was more of a correction plus what was happening Canada-wide, so I think we saw a double edge of it. But now we're starting to see kind of the tip of it, where we're starting to see a lot more listings on the marketplace. Right, traditionally through the early 2000s, 2001, 2002, 2003, you know, it wasn't uncommon for us to have anywhere between 200 and 220 listings on the marketplace in Castlegar and Castlegar Rural. But as we hit 2005, 2006, our average was probably anywhere between 45 and 60, right? So we had very little to choose from, and as listings would come onto the marketplace, again, it's all a supply and demand. When your supply is very, very low, your demand is very high, and vice versa, right? So what we found is as product would come onto the marketplace, we had more buyers for the few listings that we had, and then you start seeing multiple offers. And you start seeing people outbidding each other, and properties going for, you know, in some cases $40,000, $50,000 over asking, which our locals looked at that and thought that was absolutely crazy. Like that only happens in big marketplaces.